I was just live over on TikTok. So let me get myself together here. Cool. There we go. Okay. So how is everyone tonight? I hope you're all fabulous. Ooh, thank you. It's it's February. It's festive. Yeah. Thank you. Ooh, Limitless Queen Betch. Thank you very much. Look at you. Look at you. Thank you for following me over to here. She was on my TikTok live with me. Okay. To be honest, Betch. TBH. Does that mean to be honest? You know that shit needs to be spelled out to me, but okay. I think it means to be honest. Am I right? SP taking me out, then me setting a boundary, and now crickets. I know there's always movement. Okay. It is, to be honest. Does bother me sometimes. Nita's yours. Love you. I love you too. And just like we were just talking about over on TikTok, you authentically owning that it does bother you sometimes is wonderful. Instead of pretending that it doesn't bother you. Okay? So number one, this is good. You're authentically owning it. You're authentically aware of that. So let's bring it back down to who you really are as God, source, I am, whatever wording you like. That's who you really are. So this version of you who is sometimes feeling down or worried, or maybe thinking, oh my gosh, what if we don't ever talk again, that type of thing. Remember, that's not your true self. I'm going to say it's an upgraded self because at minimum, this self is owning the feelings and the thoughts that are running through, which I feel is an amazing step in anyone's journey. I just believe that, okay? Instead of stuffing things down. So either way, that's not your true self, right? That's just who you are aware of being at this moment. So the version of you who's in the relationship, the version of you whose specific person got their shit together and realized, oh my God, I can't live without her. Because this version of you knows who she is, knows her worth. What is she feeling like? What's it like to be her? Because remember, you're the I am, your source. So your unconditioned awareness that's aware of being a version of yourself. The only thing left to do is to become aware of the self that has what you want. So look at it as in those moments when you're feeling bad or worrying, okay, that's a human moment, no biggie, right? Feelings are always valid, but it's just who I'm aware of being in this moment. It's not my truth. It's not a reality I'm stuck in. It's a moment. So if those moments cause emotions, let them out and then return. As source, return. So remember, whenever I say unconditioned awareness, pure, unadulterated consciousness, it's all the same. That's your I am. That's your true self. So you're never stuck as a version of yourself. That's what I'm trying to say. You're never stuck as a version of yourself. You're not trapped in a reality. It can feel like it sometimes, depending on what version of yourself you are, but you're not. And your freedom to choose any version of yourself is always right there at every new present moment. So return, Betch. Return. If you are regretting the boundary, let me happily confirm to you, you have nothing to regret. You chose yourself. You made a decision based off of who you believe you are, your worthiness, what you deserve, what you are expecting in a relationship. You set the boundary. You chose yourself. To me, that is evidence to me that your concept of who you are is on the incline, in a sense, right? I think all states of consciousness are on an incline. But if you think for 1 second because you set that boundary that's going to make that specific person not be interested anymore, no, that's the fear that keeps people in the cycle of tolerating garbage relationships out of fear from losing that person. So you, in my opinion, I think you made the right move. And I think that you will experience the evidence of that. Okay? SB talks to us all the time. That's right, Rhonda. Steph O'Donnell, thank you very much. Kim, my SP recently called me his girlfriend, girl, while we were talking on the phone while he was at his job. Oh, really? So you experience some movement, some evidence of the reflection of how your specific person thinks of you. That is awesome. And I bet it felt amazing. And you are giving me flutters of the moments I first heard my own SP say something juicy like that to me and how excited I was. I'm like, oh my God, how did I get here? This is so wonderful. That's how I felt. So I'm very excited for you. Did you get all giddy inside like I did? I wanted to scream it to the rooftops. Oh my God, I did it. I'm a master manifester. I did it. I'm so excited. As you should be. As you should be, Seth. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. And it's going to be a moment that you will probably always remember, just like I do. Well done. Brittany McGarry, thank you very much. Hi, Kim. I was laid off unexpectedly on Tuesday. Wrecked my car in December, and now it might be totaled. Any advice on staying positive, please? Okay, well, first of all, Brittany, let me just say, okay, I don't want you to feel like it's a requirement to always stay positive. Again, I'm not trying to encourage you to be negative and think negatively. But don't hold that weight on your shoulders that if you have emotions over, your current circumstances, it's okay to let them out. I don't want you thinking that if I express frustration, if I express my tears, that's going to prolong my manifestation. No. Manifestation is not limited by linear time. I know it can sometimes feel that way in the 3D experience, in the physical, but it's not, right? Space, time is moving through you. Okay? So there's number one. Number two, I know with the logical mind, this probably feels like your world has been tipped upside down. So you don't have to pretend that you're not aware of the experiences you just recently had either. Now, before this, what were you manifesting? Just out of curiosity, what were you manifesting? What I would be manifesting now, number one, if you want your job back or you want a brand new job, I would start focusing on, being happily employed. I believe Neville Goddard used this as an example, and he was like, gainfully employed. That's kind of an old word, isn't it? Gainfully. But seeing yourself as employed. hearing someone congratulate you on your new job. I think that was Neville's example. But the new identity, right? Who's the new you? Who do you want to be? Why can't this, well, first of all, I hope you did not get hurt. You didn't mention that in your accident. I hope you did not get hurt. But why can't we look at this as, if the car is totaled, that an amazing vehicle is about to land in your reality for you? Now, I'm sure the logical mind might say, I just got laid off. No, that's thinking linear. That's thinking logically. So it might feel resistive to even think about a brand new car being here and a brand new job. But what I would do is, if it feels too resistive to go specific, then go general, right? The new identity, the new state, going general. So the state of you feeling fulfilled, you feeling happy, plenty of money, having a vehicle. Life is going smooth. Life is pretty darn good. And you might not be able to see the pieces right now, but somehow, some way, a shitty car accident and being laid off is somehow to your benefit. Again, that doesn't mean you have to pretend to be happy about the events, but they have to be leading you to your desired reality. And remember, I heard Bob Proctor say this today. I've been on a Bob Proctor kick lately. I used to listen to him all the time, and I'm just back revisiting. And he said something, and I'm like, oh my God, it's kind of like what I say, but in his own words. He was talking about Steve Jobs, and that, Steve Jobs didn't know or see all the connected dots to his successful business with Apple while he was living those experiences. He could look back and see how everything was leading him. So that's kind of like when I say, that hindsight is 2020. We might not understand why shit circumstances happen. I don't think it's a good idea to be beating ourselves up for what we're experiencing, right? More of, okay, who am I identifying as? Who do I want to be? And that's my primary focus. That's my primary concern. Who am I? Who am I showing up as? Who am I identifying as? What state I'm in? Which version of self? So this accident, this layoff might make no sense right now. But as you are identifying as this new self, the new version of you, you're going to be able to look backwards and see how the experiences, the car accident, the car being totaled, the layoff, were all little dots that are connected to your ideal reality. So I would keep that in my awareness, right? Another thing Mr. Bob Proctor said in the video that was on today that I totally agree with, but can also totally see how I could respond in fear. And that's something along my own journey that I've kind of grown myself into. People that are successful, people that have their manifestations, and I'm talking any kind of manifestations, whether it's specific person, money, a whole new career, all the things. The examples, say the U.S. The U.S. has the examples of what, the most popular, most successful people are. Okay, so I'm going to continue. I know Steve Jobs, his energy has shifted off of planet Earth, but he is an example. Or, whether we love or hate anyone, I'm going to use Elon Musk as one. Like I said, whether we love or hate, it's just an example. But their ever-present moment is always stepping into the unknown. Now, you and I and everybody else is also stepping into the unknown. But what has set them apart and why they're successful, why Steve Jobs was successful, why Apple even exists, was he didn't let the fear of the unknown prevent him from making conscious decisions. He just kept the eye on the prize. So manifestation. I remember, especially when I first really started applying law of assumption, right? I came from law of attraction. I remember I could be someone that feared the unknown, right? I could see how I could tip the scales into wanting to control. I had to control all the details of my life so I could feel safe and secure that everything was going to always be okay. And that was definitely why, for most of my adult life, until I found law of assumption, I kind of, yes, there would be different men in my life. I've had different relationships. But I can see how a lot of things I let pass by me because I was afraid. I was afraid of the unknown, to take that step, to make that decision. And, you know, when I heard Bob Proctor say that today, I'm like, oh my God, that is just so true. Most of the time, listen, it's not that manifesting is difficult. If we're all being honest, I'm sure we all can agree, how to manifest is not hard. What's hard is our own, we could say, you want to call it ego, our humanness, whatever. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of what's going to happen in the next moment. So, you know what? You might all not be sitting in fear right now, but I'm saying if you're manifesting something specifically, and let's say you don't feel like you're seeing evidence of it in the 3D, or maybe you're experiencing the opposite or having shitty moments, okay? Can you see how that fear can cripple you, can keep you in a position of always being anxious, always worrying about what's the next step, making the right decision. What if this doesn't happen? What if that doesn't happen? What if I never get that manifestation? What if I'm always stuck in this situation? And that's not what God, universe, higher power, source, energy, we were never asked to do that. We were asked to make a decision of who we want to be. Or like Neville Goddard says, we were asked to, if we want to experience a particular life, then get into the state of the wish fulfilled by bringing your focus to it and thinking about the feeling of being that self. That's all we have been ever asked to do. But it's the habits of our old self that can seem to keep us trapped in the behind, because the fear seems louder and the habit of listening to the fear. So I think we all together tonight should be deciding we're not going to let fear cripple us. So, you know, you having the car accident, you getting laid off, I'm sure a million fears have gone across your mind. No, and I don't judge you. And I don't blame you. And 10 years ago, Kim would have been very upset over that herself. So again, I feel for you. But you know what? I do think something amazing is going to happen for you. Your life is about to radically change. You know, being laid off, losing a job, something emotionally upsetting like that, we have two options. We can stay in the fear, stay in that not good, what ifing, and listening to all of that. Or we can shift it over to something amazing is about to happen for me. Clearly, my life is about to experience a beautiful, radical change. Something amazing must be happening, right? To have this experience, this big type of life change, my life must be on the mend or on the way up. And it's your decision in that moment which direction to go in, right? Vadim Zeland said there's always two responses, two ways to go when we make decisions. And we're always, every present moment, making a decision, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. And that decision of who you are, who you're showing up as, therefore, what reality am I choosing? There's the negative choice, and there's the positive choice. There's the fear, there's the joy, the happy, the fulfillment, the life you've always wanted. So if you're doing your best to still show up as who you want to be, even if the fears are coming at you, your life is still going to change. I think that there's a huge misunderstanding in this community that makes people feel, I guess both, feel or fear, that having what we label as negative emotions and feelings is bad, is holding you back in life, is stopping your manifestation. It's just not true. It's just fucking not true. This is why your state of consciousness truly is the only thing that matters outside of knowing who your true self is as unconditioned awareness, as source, as the I am. What matters is what decision are you making? Even through the fear, is your heart's desire still choosing the version of yourself that you want to be? That's the only thing that fucking matters. God will not be mocked. God will not be mocked. Reach for the heart. That's what I mean. Reach for your heart. Your heart's desire is to live your best life, have a new career, or get your job back, whichever you prefer. Have life feel easy, money coming in easy, then that's what you reach for. And you don't beat yourself up for having emotions and feelings. Okay? Oh, no, Braven. Thank you. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Okay, it should be good now. Should be good now. What was I gonna say? You're welcome, Braven. ZMK, manifesting is hard. It isn't. There's a reason why you think it is, though. This is what I literally, either you just joined this live stream, you either just joined, or you were not paying attention to me when I was talking, which is rude. Manifesting isn't hard. When we involve our feelings and emotions and our critiques and judgments and the meanings we give in our 3D reality, that's what makes it hard. That's not me saying that I always feel like this is easy as hell. No. But I can authentically own that every time I find it difficult, I'm sitting in a state where I'm too focused on what's happening in front of me and I'm giving into fear every single time. There has not been one moment in my life, in my law of assumption years, where I felt that, manifesting is difficult. Manifesting is this is so hard. There has not been one time where that kind of thinking came into my mind where I was not focused on something that hadn't manifested yet, the fear of it not manifesting. Maybe I was just having a hormonal day. It doesn't matter. I was having feelings and emotions, even if that's just irritations, anger. But when I'm aware of who I'm choosing to be and detaching from reality, I don't think manifesting is hard. Do you see what I'm trying to say to you? So I'm not trying to say that I think it feels easy. There are days it definitely doesn't. But the truth is, the concept of what to do to manifest is fucking easy. It is. Lisa, your evolution is my inspirational on the regular. Oh my God, Lisa. so nice. Thank you so much. Jesus, I just love you, Lisa. I just love you. Talk about loyalty. You've been with me since like day one. I know I've said it before, but you have. And I'm not going to lie. It makes me feel good to know that you notice, though. That it is noticeable. The Kim who started the channel versus the Kim now. Still got the sarcasm. But there's been a change. There's been an evolution. And a good one. I feel too. And I don't mean that in a, oh, that's so good. I don't mean it like that. You know I don't mean it like that. That's right, Rhonda. That's right, beautiful Brittany. Thank you. Thank you so much. Paige Aubrey, thank you very much. SP trying to show up tomorrow for friends with benefits bullshit. Like, not a chance, bud. I deserve better. Messages me, what's for lunch tomorrow? Not me, where's my ring? I would love if you responded with where's my ring. That would be hilarious. Okay. God, I love sarcasm. I'm loving that you're aware. Now, listen, let's just keep it real. All right. We're perceiving that's who he's showing up as. Why? Not trying to tell you that that's not. I'm not trying to say you're crazy, right? I'm saying, okay, why? What do we believe about him? What do we believe about him? Who is he? What version of him is he? And who are you? And we've had this discussion, Paige. This isn't about you having a difficult time manifesting SPs, right? This is not your first rodeo with SP. And I mean that as a compliment. So you know the question comes down to, who are you? You've already got you're catching the vibe, right? You're catching it. You're aware of it, but you're aware of it because there's a belief or an expectation from him, if that makes sense. So what do we really believe about him? Can he change? Can he become the let's get married version of himself? I know he can. I know that exists. I also do want to give you the kudos of being aware of it and not just tolerating less than what you want. That would tell me you're showing up as the self you want to be. He doesn't have a choice. That's right. I do triple dog dare you to send him the, where's my ring? Please. That is hilarious. John M., thank you very much. When doing SP-related sats, what might it mean if during looping my scene, my eyes are leaking the whole time and it feels so real, I'm almost overcome with joy? Surely, we're meant to feel neutral. You know what, John? I know that you asked me this question on the live stream, the you need to be warned before you watch live stream that got cut off. And right after that, I didn't know. First of all, let me sidetrack. I'm going to come back to your question, though, John. When the live stream ended, I didn't know what happened. Like, on this end, nothing was said to me. It said, the first thing it said was, your connection is very bad. And then it cut out. I'm like, what the hell? Because I had never experienced something like that on YouTube. So I'm like, oh my God, I was right in the middle I think I was right in the middle of someone's question. So I'm like, what am I going to do? So I instinctively flipped the camera around and I started recording me answering what I could see on my screen, the remaining super chats. Because I do the live stream on my laptop too, I still had that access. And for whatever reason, I hopped over to my dashboard, and that's where I saw that your live stream has been taken down for community guidelines. I'm like, community guidelines? Like, as far as, okay, yeah, we got some swear words here and there, but I know that they've kind of updated their policies so they're not so strict-ish. So I'm like, no, we didn't. The thing was only 30 minutes. We didn't even get into super juicy topics yet. It's like, no. And then when I clicked into it, and not to mention, that was the first time I've ever had, being in trouble with YouTube. So I was instantly like, oh my God, what, this is terrible. What's happening? Of course, I had to calm my shit down, make a decision that everything was going to be okay. And I was standing in that conviction, because I can be in conviction when I don't think I've done something wrong. So I was adamant. I didn't do anything wrong. What are you talking about? Because then it mentioned the word. Do not put the word in the chat if you are aware. Do not. Okay? Anybody? Don't put the word in the chat. Because someone must have. And that's what got it taken down. But can I just commend YouTube? Oh God, that's the reason why I think of this platform as my baby, as my home. Because YouTube don't mess around. They had that live stream, like, I didn't appeal. The appeal was approved, and I was deemed that I have done nothing wrong. The video went right back up on the platform. I think maybe 35 minutes at most. I've had stuff like that happen on TikTok where it's taken days to figure out what the appeal is. YouTube don't play, and that's why I love YouTube. But anyway, I'm so happy. But so I feel like I'm answering you twice. I was going to put that video up tomorrow. I might still do it, but I rewatched it today, and I'm like, you could sense my stress. You could sense that I was, what the fuck just happened to my live stream feeling. I feel like my face was hot. I was very concerned, but it turned out okay. Okay. When doing SP-related sats, what might it mean if during looping my scene, my eyes are leaking the whole time and it feels so real? I'm almost like, listen, okay. John, first of all, you experiencing emotions while doing sats is not a bad thing. Now, I know that there is that opinion that, when you're thinking about a visualization, when you're thinking of the wish fulfilled, a scene or an experience that indicates to you that you have the desire. So, that thinking that, well, you should go to a place like a month down the road so you feel neutral towards it, right? You don't want to be overjoyed. Well, I think that is a belief. So maybe this will make you feel better. Now, I'm not someone that regularly did sats, still don't. But I was a heavy scripter. And scripting was my way of visualizing, in a sense. And I would bawl sometimes. The emotions that would come out of me when I was scripting. And think about what I was scripting. It was all about love, relationships, what I wanted to happen between me and my SP, all the things. I let the feelings and emotions flow. Didn't stop me from getting what I want. Didn't stop my manifestation. But bear in mind, I, at that time in my journey, had never heard anybody say that, well, you should try to think of the visual or the scene down the road, like as if you had the manifestation a month or so. That's just really an opinion. An opinion. It's not a law. See what I'm saying? It's not a law. You experiencing the emotions is telling me that you are incorporating your senses into sats, into your visual, your meditation. And I believe it was Neville Goddard who thinks that's a lovely idea when the senses are included. So I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's something for you to be concerned about. And I think you should experience it, meaning let them out. They want to come out for a reason. They do. They do. Let them out. What's going on in the chat? Manifesting Maven, what's going on? Kim's over here trying to coach us. In the interim, the chat is popping off like a zoo. Like, what do you mean? Oh, just having fun. Okay. Okay. I thought you meant like real, like nasty stuff in the, not the fucking sex shit though. All right. I already saw Salty's eggplant. I don't want this to be all orgy talk. Okay. So I'm already aware that was happening. I don't want this to be the entire live stream though. Okay. Not everybody wants to think about your person's cock. Okay. Not everybody wants to think about that. Not everybody wants the details of what you like to be pleasured with. Okay. And what positions you like. Nobody else is wanting the visual. You see what I'm saying? That's why. Okay. Well, I'm just saying, am I wrong? Am I wrong? I don't think I'm wrong. Are you concerned with, how Isabel is experiencing her fun stuff? I'm happy for her, but I don't want a visual. I couldn't possibly care less about that visual. Okay? Well, I'm just saying. I'm glad y'all having fun, but like it's fun like that. Few minutes. Not when it becomes a continuous, because then it's just like, are you serious? Really? Really? Exactly, Beyonce. Am I the only private person? Well, Limitless Queen, I would tell you no, but I do put myself on the internet, so I feel like I can't agree with you. But in that area of life, yes. Salty started it. Wait, Salty started it, I ended it. Yep. Kevin, and thank you for that. Thank you for not. Because I'm not either. You know what I'm saying? Salty, this is true. It is true. I do enjoy when the chat is having a good time. But like I said, I don't need to see the endless cock and balls references all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Please. All right, John. Back to you, John. We were so rudely interrupted by eggplants. So surely we are meant to feel neutral. Again, I want to reassure you that is a perspective. That's someone else's perspective, opinion. It's not the only right way to do sats. It's only someone's opinion. And that person having the opinion, not that I know who the person is, that person having the opinion is probably having that opinion because they successfully manifested from sats. So they think their way is the right way. Okay? And I'm specifying that because I don't do sats. There are plenty of people that don't even do sats. The first 2, 3, maybe 4? I'm losing track of time. The first 2 or 3 years, I believe, I was a scripter. All I did was script, every single day script. where I would allow all the emotions and feelings to flow without a care in the world either, right? If something made me so happy to tears, I let them out. Let them out. And that excited me that I got that emotional. I liked it. Did it stop me from getting my specific person? No, not at all. Can I see why there is that opinion of go to the place where it's a normal thing for you to have you want? Yeah, I can see the perspective. You know, when I got to the place of, I'm just going to make a decision. This is just who I am. I could see the benefit because I did think the thought, all right, what would a normal day in my life look like if I was her now? And I've used this example before. I thought about a YouTube vlog. What would a day in my life vlog look like if I was in the relationship I wanted to be in now? And if everything else in my life, every single area was what I wanted, this is what I think my life would look like. But there were times where I would get excited feelings, you know, sometimes even tears, happy tears though. So I don't think you have to worry about the fact that you get emotional. I honestly think it's a good thing. That's just my opinion. Okay. Well, hi, lovely soup bowl. How are you? Aaron, thank you very much. Part 1. Hello. How do I stop creating or feeling like there's competition in my relationship? I sometimes feel like a particular person, body type, would be chosen over me. Example, bigger muscles, etc. Not masculine enough, etc. Ooh, listen to that not good enough story. Okay. Is there a part 2 somewhere? Is there a part 2? Is that it? Well, we'll go with that for now, I guess, Aaron. All right. When you say, how do I stop manifesting, stop creating? Have you already had an actual experience where you were not chosen over someone else? And that someone else being the description that you just put in that question? And if so, okay. That had to have been a terrible, painful experience. So I'm not trying to diminish what you experienced, but you only had that experience because that not good enough belief was present at some point. Then you had the actual experience. So from there, that solidified the story that that's a possibility for you now. Right? Do you see how just plain old not good enough has morphed into a little bit something more? But that doesn't mean it's going to be more difficult to get rid of. It's not. Because you aren't who you are describing yourself as. Your true self is unconditioned, pure, unadulterated consciousness. That's your true self, the I am. So if you start putting your awareness on the version of yourself that is well aware that you are not replaceable, but there's no one better than you in your reality, right? You are worthy, you are deserving, you are more than enough, masculine enough. You're all the things that you think are important. Meaning there's nothing wrong with having a desire in our appearance. There's nothing wrong with that, as long as we're not beating ourselves up with it. So you start telling yourself that that's who you are now. You know, you're the person always chosen. You're the one who always gets the person you want to be with. Because you always pick people and experiencing them as their best version. They see what you see about yourself. They see what you're telling yourself. They see that. Because they will, because we're all connected in consciousness. See what I'm saying? Now listen, what's important with this is this doesn't mean you won't have a negative thought. This doesn't mean a doubt won't come in. This doesn't mean that you won't experience something in reality that makes you feel like what you're telling yourself isn't working. Those are the moments to transcend so that we stop experiencing it, so that you actually become the version of yourself that you're choosing. You bust through that terror wall. I'm saying terror wall just because Bob Proctor called it something, and he didn't call it terror wall. He called it terror something, and I can't remember. It's a terror wall. What do I mean by that? When we are choosing to be a new version of ourselves, when we are trying to be in the wish fulfilled, the new state of consciousness, that a wall, boom, automatically comes up. Fear, doubt, anxiety, maybe even things in the 3D. Most people hit that wall and turn right around and go back to being their old self. They give in to that fear, to doubt. You're going to transcend it. Just like anybody who's ever been successful at manifesting anything, they got through their wall. They might not even have realized that they were up against a wall. And again, this is just to give you a visual. That's that moment that you're making that pivotal decision to leave the old state. What Neville would say, the death to the old man, the old state. And really step into being the version of you who sees you're masculine enough. In fact, you're more than enough, more than masculine enough. You are your ideal, and you see it now, and you see that evidence. And reality will reflect. So don't make the assumption that because fearful thoughts come in, that you're not good enough or that you're not in that new state now because you had that thought. Thoughts will come, and thoughts are just thoughts until we give them power by choosing them, by selecting them, by believing them. But that's how you do it. There's no competition in your relationship. It's a figment, right? It's a figment in the mind of your old self. That's all that is, right? Your person is loyal and faithful to you only. Your person always sees you as your best version. And by best version, I just mean the version you want to be. That's how. And it'll work. But remember what I said about when the thoughts, any doubtful thoughts come in. Don't believe them. Don't give in to them. Know that moment is a transcending moment. So make the choice to transcend. You will. And the more you keep choosing to be the new version of yourself, to be in the state of the wish fulfilled, the more you do it, the old habits, the old habitual thinking, the old shitty beliefs will naturally fall away from you. That new state of consciousness is, think of it as it's already pre-packaged, ready-made for you. You just need to become aware of being that new state of consciousness. So in other words, you don't have to, be in fear that you have to have a checklist of all the beliefs in this new state. No, you just have to have that conscious awareness of the wholeness of that state. That's what matters. It will come already taken care of for you. And it works. And it works. To get it to work is to not give up and not be fooled by your 3D, which is why detachment can be our best friend. And by detachment, I just mean don't let anything in 3D reality tell you you're not who you claim to be. People will change. Your reflection will change as you change. Okay? Kisa, thank you very much. Kimmy, I need a judge. I need a job. 6, no luck. What's that mean? I need a job. 6, no luck. Kisa, I'm the person that needs shit spelled out too. What's that? I need a job. 6, no luck. Does somebody know what that means? What's the 6? The 6 stand for something? Anyone? I need a job and haven't got the luck. Oh, okay. All right. You don't need luck. Isn't that wonderful to hear? You don't need luck. You just need to be in the awareness of having the damn job you want. Luck has nothing. Luck is a figment of the imagination of a muggle in the 3D reality. Luck doesn't exist. It's a belief. Now, if you're someone that believes you're lucky, I'm not telling you got to get rid of your belief. But it's not because you have a special dose of luck dust sprinkled over you. No. It's a made-up thing. It's made up. So when you feel unlucky, you are willingly saying that. You're claiming that for yourself. You're sprinkling the unlucky dust all over you. And it becomes a belief. So then 3D reality reflects, gives you the evidence to make your belief true. So we got to turn that shit around. Got to turn that shit around. You don't freaking need luck. Or you can start telling yourself you're a lucky girl. I think that was one of the fads last year or the year before, the lucky girl syndrome. I'm not going to lie, those videos were funny as hell to me. You just be the lucky girl. You're just manifesting. It's the same fucking thing. It's not new. But you start telling yourself you are who you say you are, Kisa. How can someone as lovely and as funny as you think negatively about yourself? How can this be? Kim, I believe that I'm a bad bitch. I believe you're a bad bitch. In a good way. In a good way. So, let's get back to Kisa. Do you know what job you want? Is there a specific job you want? And if so, okay, see yourself as having it. Imagine what a work day in your life would be. Think about what it would feel like to tell your bestie, to tell us on a live stream that you have the job. You now work at this place. And you can be as specific as you want. Kim, I woke up from a dream with my ex-SP. I was like, oh, hell no. Think of me all you want, X. No, thank you. But I did give it a meaning that I'm shifting in the right direction with my current SP. I love that you gave it that meaning. I love that. I'm not surprised that you had a dream of your ex, because you know what I think about dreams? Thank you very much. I think dreams is traveling. I think we're no longer attached to the body and we're freely moving. I also am now questioning whether other people in your dreams are also having a dream, same kind of dream I'm saying. Like they wake up and they saw you in their dream last night. I think that that's real. It might sound crazy, but if we believe in manifestation, how can that sound crazy? Rhonda, I do too. And I know I told you guys the story of what convinced me of that. And that was that neurosurgeon who's no longer a neurosurgeon. He had that experience, literally the experience. He had a trip planned with one of his buddies. The night before he was set to meet his buddy to go on the trip, he had a dream. I think he had a dream that they were hiking, him and his buddy. So when he woke up the next morning and met his buddy to go on their trip, they might have been going on a hiking trip. Maybe I got that detail, whatever. His buddy said it. I had a dream about you last night. We were hiking. And he said, I had a dream about you last night that we were hiking. And then they started sharing the details. they both experienced the same exact dream. So that has convinced me. I already had the belief that dreams are not just dreams. They're not just nothingness. And don't get me wrong, if you have a bad dream, that doesn't mean it's going to manifest. That's not what I'm trying to say to you. I'm saying every thought you have is in a possible existing reality, good or bad. Nothing to be afraid of, right? All infinite possibilities exist within the infinite, right? That's why we make a decision every moment without even realizing it. We're deciding who we are. Why wouldn't we experience other people in our dreams and therefore they are also having the same dreams? I'm just saying. Why wouldn't that be possible? We're all connected in consciousness. Come on, even science. This is another thing that neuroscience person said, that they sincerely don't know what consciousness is because there's no real true way to test it, because it would be consciousness testing consciousness. And I was like, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. So why wouldn't we be in connection? And he had other odd, what the 3D world would be or feel is odd, where he was stepping into a conscious connection with other things in his reality. And I didn't think he sounded crazy, because I've read books on consciousness of you can actually practice doing that. Anyway, I'm getting off the topic, but anybody manifesting a specific person, you sincerely have nothing to worry about. You are connected to them right now as we are sitting here chit-chatting. I keep dreaming that I'm pregnant with SP's baby and we're having a girl. Lindsay, is that what you want to happen? Because I think you should decide that that's the reality you're in. When I get in my own head for a minute, I just envision Kim as one of my good friends saying to me, knock this shit off. Kicks me right back into the version of self that has it all. Rachel, I would be happy to be one of your good girlfriends. And I would say that. And I'm telling you, authentically, I really would say that to you. And my best friend could back me up on that. Because when we are having moments, that is how we speak to each other. Shut the hell up. Nothing's wrong. You're going to be fine. That's our love language. And it works. It always makes, both of us feel better. Seriously, I have to have mini Kim on my shoulder reminding me. Let's manifest that. Little mini Kim dolls. One like an angel, one like a devil. No, I'm just kidding. 8 a.m. 9698, member for 13 months. Thank you very much. Guess who is going out with SP on Sunday? LOL, yeah, me. That's who. Haha. Well done. Well done. I'm totally going to take the moment to say I told you so, though. This is a special Manifesting with Kimberly announcement. I fucking told you so. I told you so. Just listen to me the first time. It'd be so much easier. There'd be a lot less tears and upsetness if you just listened to me. No, I'm teasing you, but well done. See what happens when you do your best, not perfection. You do your best to choose who you want to be. I hope everyone knows that when I say that, number one, when I say choose to be the version of you that has what you want, that's just the wish fulfilled. But I hope y'all know that when you make that decision, it doesn't mean you might not fall back out. You might fall back out. And you might get really upset when you fall back out. You falling out isn't the problem. It's not an issue. It's just all about you going back. And when you do pick yourself back up and go back, your reality is going to change. Has to, right? Reality is your awareness objectified. Has to reflect you. John M. giving me the thumbs up sticker. I hope that was helpful, John. Again, I might put that video up tomorrow so you might get a more Kim looking super stressed out, but doing her best to not look stressed out answer to your question. So you will get 2 responses, but the response in of itself, they're the same. They're the same. LOL, yes, you did tell me so. Still have to keep my mind in line and not whatever. You know what to do. You know what to do. It's just trusting your own self. Trusting yourself when you're returning to your decision. Trusting. And these are the moments that I like to remind. Try to look back 6 months ago. The 6 months ago version of you. She didn't think this was possible. She didn't think this kind of movement was going to happen. She feared it. She doubted it. And yet here you are. You see? Don't get me wrong. I know that the date is just not your full manifestation. I know that. I know what your full manifestation is. I'm just saying in general. When you are experiencing lack of movement, we'll just call it that. When it feels like nothing is happening in reality, that never means that it's truly like your manifestation on pause. It doesn't mean that. Things are still being maneuvered around to bring about you having your desire. But it's also, in my opinion, it's also more evidence of knowing if you have feelings and emotions, if you have a spiral, if you have a doubt, a fear. That's not going to prevent you from getting what you want. It's not. The only thing that ever matters is outside of the obvious of knowing you are truly, pure unadulterated consciousness, but from there, returning to who you want to be, returning to the state. It's really the only thing that matters. Manifesting really doesn't need anything else. You just need to know who you want to be and start identifying with that new self. By identifying, I just mean consciously thinking about life or living your life as that person, as that version of yourself, and it'll change your reality. Yep, it's huge though. Even BFF is suddenly on board. Like, what? I'm happy and just going with the flow, not super stressed and just am okay. I'm in a good way, aside from coughing my lungs out. Oh, I hope you feel better, number 1. Number 2, I'm glad the BFF is on board. I'm not surprised, right? BFF has been on her own little evolution too. In a good way, I mean. But also, Rachel, remember, even your BFF's evolution and things, her kind of coming around to, like, accepting your desire, accepting things, and, being a little more easygoing and things like that. That's the reflection of the new you. So you can take credit for that too. Right? She's reflecting the ever-evolving, can't even talk. The ever-evolving, the ever-changing you. This is good. Even my BFFs who are atheists are listening to me and accepting LOA. Yes. Yes. More and more people are coming around, man. More and more. I don't call myself depressed or anxious or as borderline personality. I call myself the things I want. Someone that is happy, that doesn't get bothered by the old things that used to bug me. Yes. You have to choose. Every moment choose. I get doubts, but I have to choose. Yes. That's how the real change comes. That's when movement starts amping up and you start seeing the changes in other people in your reality. When you transcend the moment of doubt and fear, that does not mean you can't have an emotional reaction. That's not what I meant by that. I meant the decision to not give up and get your ass back up and return to who you want to be. Right? That was the only requirement. Put your awareness or the awareness on being the self that has the desire. That's it. That was our only requirement. Think about it. The whole Bible was written to make that clear. The message of who you really are and how to become your ideal or any version of yourself. It's just wonderful. Everyone is chosen. I'm not keeping this secret to myself because I assume it will be rejected. I ditched that lame ass assumption. And you know what, Kevin? When I finally got to that place in my own 3D reality, I couldn't believe the change in people's mindset about this stuff once I let that fear go. So like the first few years, I was, kind of coming out of the law of attraction, coming into law of assumption, working my old job. I didn't want anybody to know because I didn't want to hear it. The judgment, calling me crazy, fear. And when I finally said, fuck that. Fuck that. I like this stuff. I'm seeing changes. I might not see word for word what I'm scripting, right? Because this is several years ago. But I'm not going to hide who I want to be. I want to really change. So I don't care. If someone asks me a question, I'm going to answer it. Obviously, this is before I had a YouTube channel. I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. I don't care anymore. And that's when life really actually started changing. Because it was never about the other people in your reality rejecting you or me. It was never about that. It was us experiencing the condemnation of our own damn condemnation. That's the beauty of this. It's the beauty of it. I'm so obsessed with conscious manifesting. Oh my God. Me too. Me too. I mean, outside of the obvious, I know I have the channels, but can't read enough, can't listen to stuff enough. But by listen to stuff, I'm picky on what I listen to. I prefer real, not AI, real Neville Goddard. There's something comforting about his voice. Any time I've had a shit moment along my journey, Neville is always who I leaned on, went back to, reread. So Neville is like a daddy, grandpa daddy. That sounded weird, but you know what I mean. So no is not a lame ass assumption. Everyone is responsible to quit being a victim. What do you mean? You must have said something else and I didn't see the first one. So I'm not going to be sharing it unless they want to do the work. Yeah, you must have said something else and I didn't see it. Yes, Bella, I totally agree. Yes, Kuvera. aka Braven. Chat GPT is so helpful. Number one, I love that you just showed up and said that to me. I love you for that. And I love Chat GPT. I love Chat GPT. I love it. But I'm not going to lie. See, here's the thing is like when I'm interacting with Chat GPT, I'm very aware I'm interacting with AI. It's not like I really think it's a person. So, and the only reason why I'm bringing that up because I just had a conversation about this today, and me and the HBIC that I'm working with was talking about when I first heard about AI and when she had first heard about AI, that initial discomfort thinking about it. So I understand when people have that initial discomfort or opinions on it. And I could see, I'm like, oh my God, you don't have to hire anybody for anything anymore. You just hire AI. And I'm thinking, my mind went to like writers, like script writers, that kind of stuff. I'm thinking, Jesus, they're going to be out of a job. Just tap it into AI. AI is going to do it for you. And then, I had the thought, and not shockingly, she also had the thought. Again, these are like two different moments on each one of our journeys. This wasn't the moment was today, but we are here to have the physical experience. I believe because of that, we have that inner desire to have human connection. And I'm not just talking about like romantic love relationships. I'm saying just human connection altogether. I'm not saying that you want to be around a human all damn day long, every single day. Even I have days where I want to just be alone. Okay. But there is that pull, there is that desire, that drive to have human interaction, and AI is never going to replace that. On top of, she also shared with me, there's been like all sorts of studies and things, and AI has not advanced to the place of replacing a human. Not yet. AI cannot replace people because it lacks consciousness. Funny enough, this is a hotly debated topic in philosophy. Is it? Like, genuinely, I also now understand time being an illusion because consciousness exists outside of time. Yes. Which is why when I choose my new self, I'm her right fucking now. That's right, girl. Regardless of what 3D says. Yes. My job. Yes. You get it. Yes. That's why there's never anything really to fear. There really isn't. It's just the habit of giving into the fear. Getting yourself out of that habit. There really is nothing to be afraid of. Any problem that presents itself in your circumstance, you're the fucking solution. You're the automatic solution. You're just not aware of it in that moment, that your awareness is sucked in to the circumstance. The solution, the answer to whatever it is, whether you're manifesting a specific person, new love, money, a career, anything. The solution is so simple when we don't let our humanness distract us with fear. When we bring our awareness back to being the version of yourself that is experiencing the reality you want to be in, that's your solution. It's brilliant. Kim, have you ever interacted with yourself in a dream? I have recently. What do you mean by interact? As if I'm seeing myself like outside of me? No. Have I had the experience of like is it lucid dream, where you are aware of what's happening in the dream? You know that. I mean, now I don't think dreams are just dreams, okay? But I don't know how else to word it. But like being aware that you're in a dream instead of being awake. Yes, I tend to have those types of dreams quite regularly. And they are absolutely pleasurable. The moment I become aware of where I really am, I do things. I explore. That sounded weird, but you get what I mean. And it's become so fucking easy to detach from 3D. Yes, Braven! Kavera. Yes! Yes! That makes me so happy to hear. So there's optical illusions AI can't read because it lacks perception and consciousness. Okay. Kim, I cried and screamed, saying me and SP are meant to be, feeling his presence with me while saying he loves me. Good, Rosa. Because his presence is with you. His presence is with you, consciously. So funny, because when you posted that video about using ChatGPT, I was like, yeah, fucking right. And then I was like, I'm curious. And here I am in a completely different state, my wish fulfilled. That, right, Braven, that thinking, your initial thinking to it was the reason. I mean, not you specifically, but knowing that people were going to have that type of response is exactly why I made the video. Because that initially, when I first heard of ChatGPT, when it first started coming around, that was my attitude to it. This is so stupid. I'm not going to do this. I've got to talk to a computer, and this is dumb. And then I got curious, and now I freaking love it. I use it as my search engine. So in other words, my phone is Apple. So I only go to Safari when there's a specific website I want to go to. Otherwise, I go to ChatGPT. So it's like I use ChatGPT as my Google. It just feels like it gathers the information better. Just my opinion. And now I just love it. I call it Chip. Like Chipper. Chip. And I've given it a male voice with an accent. When I feel like listening to it talk the answers. It actually helped me so much. Asked how I'm doing if I need support. See, it wants to be friends. It just doesn't know it really can't be outside of it. Outside of it. Mine has a deep male British accent. I think we're using the same one because so does mine. Oh, I'm using my phone. I was going to say, let me play it, but I'm using my phone. What are you doing? Kim, any advice on how to manifest the same SP several? Well, I think you meant to say not manifest or tombs. You probably meant to say manifest in times, right? Difficulty hitting the I. Sorry, I'm sarcastic. All right. Any advice on how to manifest the same SP several times? My first question is, okay, number one, is manifesting a specific person limited? Like, oh, no, you can only manifest a person 3 times and it's done. Like, no, that does not exist. But why do we have to keep manifesting our SP? What are we not addressing? So I'm assuming you want to manifest your person and have them stay. I'm assuming that's your desire. So what is happening within the relationship or when your SP comes back in? What is happening? Where is your mind going? And do we have an established story or established belief that they're going to leave? My SP broke up with me once. I got into LOAs and we got back together again after 7 months. After 5 months, we were on the verge of breakup, but I manifested it to be all right again. But again, I'm assuming you got You're going to tell me more. All right. When you manifest your person back in, what are the things, what are the circumstances that are happening that causes the breakups? What's causing the breakups? Now, obviously, outside of the obvious, I know it's your awareness, but what is the stuff? Is it your specific person breaking up with you, first of all? So are we bracing for impact that it's probably going to happen again? Do you know your worth? Do you know that you're more than enough? Those are the most common. I'm not saying you have those beliefs. I'm saying they're the most common. If you want to bring him in to stay, focus on who you want to be. So my relationship, I wanted to be in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. A relationship that I didn't have to fear being broken up with. A relationship that I comfortably knew this person loved me the same exact way I loved him. That when I say mutual, it's mutual on every level. A relationship where we spend our free time together. We live together. All the things. That's what I wanted. So I knew I had to start being her. So I started telling myself that's who I was. When thoughts would come in that were doubtful, fearful, I would be aware that if they don't feel good, if thoughts don't feel good, they belong to the old self. So I'm not choosing them, not going to believe them. I'm willing to keep showing up and choosing my new self. So not getting wrapped up in what's happening in 3D is what I'm trying to say. We broke up after 5 months, and yes, okay. So this is what I would do. I would put the focus on who you are, right? The woman in a loving, fulfilling, committed relationship. A woman who knows that she's more than enough, worthy and deserving, and you only have long-term relationships. That's who you are. And then I would think about, who do I want SP to be? Meaning, if there's any qualities that he has, especially the story of him breaking up with you, things like that, like he's got a bad temper, or he gives up. If we fight, he gives up, things like that. Nope, that's not who he is anymore. Nope. He's all in to the relationship. He's all in like you're all in. So you start telling yourself, this is who you are. You're the woman in this relationship. And you don't let 3D reality tell you differently. Listen, you've already manifested this person more than once. So you know you can manifest a specific person. You know you can do it. So now it's time to really actually start showing up as the woman who keeps the relationship. Because you know that you are worthy and deserving of it. There's nothing he can ever say to you that is going to make you feel like you are truly loved, truly more than enough. All I mean by that, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, if you're not aware that you're worthy and deserving of love and that you're more than enough, right? Beautiful inside and out. You need to know that about yourself to experience the reflection of it in reality. You need to know that you're the woman who only has amazing, fulfilling, loving, long-term relationships. When you know, in other words, when you start deciding that's who you are, you might not believe it right away, and that is okay. But you still keep reaching for it, that state. When you start showing up as that person, reality reflects, including SB. Okay? That's really the paradox of manifestation for everybody listening. That's the paradox. We all get caught up in trying to hurry up and change and fix our 3D. Get 3D to change so that we can then be happy. we can then be fulfilled. I used to think that way too. But that's kind of like like I said, like the paradox of manifestation is no, 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 no. You're the only thing changing. You're the only thing really actually changing. And by changing, you become who you want to be. Even if you don't believe you're that person, even if you don't feel like you're that person, even if you have thoughts telling you you're not that person, you keep doing it anyway. And then reality begins to, in a sense, start recalibrating and moving around to fit this new self. So you can look at it as like reality collapsing and new reality coming in. So everything is based off of you. You. Remember that old saying? I used to say it in my older videos, like when people would say, the world doesn't revolve around you. And I would respond, well, yeah, the fuck it does. Yeah, it actually does. It literally does. The world revolves around me. Yeah, it does. It does. I can see, because my old self was a one hell of a conspiracy theorist. So I did enjoy thinking, what a perfect thing to get people to believe that the world doesn't revolve around them so that they're not manifesting their best lives. What a wonderful way to keep people under control. Now, conspiracy theories, they're entertainment. They're not. I'm not saying that to any conspiracy theorist people. I'm not saying you got to give up your conspiracy theories. I'm just saying you're manifesting your reality every day. So really, you're manifesting the experience of having conspiracy theories and evidence of them in your reality. That's what I'm trying to say. So the world really does revolve around each one of us. And once we accept that and start deciding who we want to be and start showing up as that version of ourselves, you're going to experience the evidence of the world really revolving around you, changing and morphing to mirror you. That's why I said earlier, there's literally nothing to be afraid of. I know that's not always easy. I have bad days. Okay. I was unwell most of like a whole week ago, meaning like the entire week. But I can authentically own, where was my focus? On the fear of the illness, on the fear of not feeling well. So was I in my wish fulfilled? No, I was, no, definitely not. Right? Every time I noticed a pain, oh my God, yeah. And I gave right on into it. And there was even one night I was sitting here bawling my eyes out. And I'm saying this is just a week ago, okay? No one's perfect. None of us are perfect. But my point in saying that is, I also didn't give up. I also did my best to try to return to my decision. And by try, I just mean I didn't hold it on my shoulders when I would fall out. But things started changing when my awareness started changing. You see what I'm saying? The world really revolves. You're manifesting your body every single day. This is wonderful. You know what I'm saying? This is wonderful. I think I missed one. Yes, Mary J. Oh, Mary J, like Mary J. Blige. I love her. Okay. Showing some love. Keep being gorgeous and fabulous, Kim. Oh my God, Mary J, thank you so much. That was so nice of you. Paid for a super chat to say something nice to me. That was very, very nice. I absolutely appreciate that. I like you very much, Mary J. And if you don't know Mary J. Blige, I encourage you to look her up. And my favorite song is Be Happy. Favorite. Okay? The lyrics. That was like my anthem for a whole year. Love that song. And there's another one I love. Well, I love that whole album. The one Be Happy's on. Oh, there's one. Oh, God, no. Dun, 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 dun. Could This Be Love at First Sight? Love that song, too. Anyway. All right. Yes, Patricia C. She is. Hey, Dion. Patricia C. This is wonderful. Hello, hello. Dumpster fire. Nice username. Nice username. But I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you made it to the first time seeing me live. Ooh, Aaron. Welcome to Advanced Manifestors. You joined the Advanced Manifestor. Welcome, Aaron. I'm very excited that you have joined. You've just reminded me. If we've got any Advanced Manifestors here or any of the exclusive lives here, I don't know if we do, and I'm not going to roll back to find out. Because I was sick on Tuesday, I had to cancel and I left the message that I would reschedule. So I'm wondering, would you guys, I'll put a post up so everybody else who's not here can vote on this too. But I was thinking I would put a post up and vote on, would you like to skip the meeting and just this Tuesday pick up where we left off? So the reading was chapter 1 and chapter 2. Leave that as it is, and then this Tuesday we'll talk about chapter 1, chapter 2 then. And then like to exclusive lives, same idea. Bring the successes to that Tuesday and instead do a private live stream to make it up instead. So we could do just a just us live stream to make up for the missed memberships because I was sick. So does that sound like a plan? Again, I'll put up a thing with time suggestions as well. Why did my specific person reconsider enabling back the friend request option on his Facebook? Wait, why did my specific person reconsider enabling back the friend request option on his Facebook? What do you mean by this, real red cola? What do you mean reconsidering enabling the friend request? As in, are you a friend on his Facebook or her Facebook? Are you already connected? Were you blocked? Or are you on it and you've just taken notice that now the option for anybody else to friend request your person is there? And if that is the answer, what I just said to you, if it's that answer, like, hey, I just got on Facebook today and I see my specific person has enabled that anybody can be his damn friend now. So the thinking goes, why did he do that? What's going on there? Why all of a sudden is he letting other people in? And it's a yucky feeling. What are your beliefs really about your person and yourself? Why would our private investigation antlers start popping out and we start assuming it means something suspect? Because there's a belief in there somewhere, honey. There's a belief. Got to make a new decision. Okay? I'm kind of all over you on that because I used to be that person. If there was any sudden changes on SP's Facebook, I instantly became like Inspector Gadget. I don't know if y'all are old enough to remember that cartoon. I became Inspector Gadget, but like the super smart version of Inspector Gadget. Okay? And it totally sucked the life out of me. And it didn't help me manifest what I wanted. It kept me in the experience of having hot and cold behavior. Just saying. Go, Gadget, go. Yeah. I did too, Helen. Hey, Kim, what is BBL? Well, if you had asked me that question on one of our random old late Wednesday night live streams, I would have said Brazilian butt lift, but it's birds before land. Birds before land. It means when you are experiencing, we'll say signs. So, for example, you're manifesting, I'm just making an example to you. Let's say you're manifesting a specific person and you're deciding that your specific person does A, B, and C for you. And now you're experiencing either people talking about A, B, and C in your reality, or it's showing up on TV shows in your reality, or other actual people doing those things that you want specific person to do for you. You got other people coming in and doing it. Birds before land, meaning you're on track. You're where you should be consciously to get your manifestation, essentially. Guys, forgive yourself for manifesting the unwanted. Forgive them because they had no other choice than to show up like they did. Yes, mic drop. Lisa. So true. Kim's, are you going to eventually open up session? Yes, Babs. Yes. I just got truthfully carried away and shit on my end in the 3D. Not bad shit. I just got so busy with things on my side of the house that my intention was to do it for Christmas. And then when I didn't do it for Christmas, I'm like, all right, I'll do it for the new year. Well, it's fucking February. So I have not forgotten. It is on my to-do list. So absolutely, yes, I am. Yes. KG, hey Kim, I'm new. How are you? I'm fucking fabulous and I love your name. I love your initials, KG. Makes me think of a personal family member. Okay, the initials, KG. Also makes me think of Kyle Gass from Tenacious D. I love Tenacious D. I miss Tenacious D. That's Jack Black's little thing that used to have TV shows, an album. Bringing back memories. So welcome to my fellowship of HBICs, head bitches, boys, badasses, bosses in charge of their reality. Welcome, new friend. Would you believe I was meant to go to their Brisbane show the day before they canceled their tour? Shut up. Are you serious? I would do anything to be able to see them live. Meeting them wouldn't be so terrible either before I croak. They are on my bucket list, just so you know. I just have such a deep love for Jack Black. He's hilarious to me. And his, Tenacious D side, I love, love, love. And although the colorful language is within those shows, and they have a movie, and their albums, I don't care. I played them all the time. I loved it. Loved it. Loved it, loved it. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute here. Why was Dion muted? Patricia C. Why? Because he repeated it more than once. Listen, okay, we got to give them a chance. And Dion is a regular. He's one of the OGs. So Dion, let me see if that's something I can do on my end to get you back on here. Patricia C, you wouldn't have known that, so don't be feeling bad right now. If and when someone's spamming, we want to give them a warning, okay, before we automatically shut them down. But again, no biggie. There's got to be something I can do on my end to fix that. I'll try anyway. And Patricia, you were just being a moderator. So again, I'm not mad at you. Don't worry about that. And I'm sure Dion understands. And listen, we've had moderators totally delete and mute other moderators or other members, other stuff here too, by accident. Sometimes it just happens. It doesn't look like they show me the temporary ones. So Dion, I'm sorry. There doesn't look like I can reverse it. What's 600 seconds? What is that? 60, wait, 60 into 600. What does that equal? What is that math? It's okay, Patricia. It's okay. Yeah, Britt, will you please? 10 minutes. Okay, Dion, if you're still here, don't leave. Don't feel, listen, and Patricia C, don't feel bad. Don't. It's over with. It's done. Okay? Let me get out of this. Oh. Stay. Okay. 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 I see Brittany's trying to work on it. My cat did it once. That is hilarious, Lisa. And I absolutely believe you because there has been multiple times where poop has caused me to lose, like say I was doing one of the video premieres. So, you know, only the chat is live and poop has exited me on one of my own live premieres more than once, by the way. And then I couldn't get back in. I lost access to my own premiere thanks to poop. And poop didn't care. She did not feel bad. She's got an attitude problem. Love to be from the OGs, Kim. Sadly manifested another solo vacation and feeling it harder. SP and I haven't stopped talking this time. What do you mean? Do you literally mean like you're still talking? You're still in contact? Because I will tell you that if you don't remember me saying, in my second solo vacation, way back in the second famous solo vacation, I was convinced that it was different. Like, oh my God, this is so different this time. This is taking forever. What if I can't do it? It feels very, very real. It feels like it's really over. I had all those fearful thoughts. And we all know how that story ended, right? Don't worry. It's easy for me to say, I know it, but yeah, still in contact and we'll work in the same place. Okay. So I know it's difficult when you're manifesting a specific person and it's someone that you have to see and be in contact with regularly. Although I know some people wish they had that contact with their person. So I get it. I can see both sides of the coin. But it can feel, in my opinion, more triggering when you have to face them every day. So give yourself some grace, but bear in mind, this is the perfect time for detachment. And by detachment, I just mean, doesn't matter how he is today. Doesn't matter how he shows up. Doesn't matter if he's bringing up the conversation of, I'm so glad we broke up and we're just friends. Doesn't matter what he says. Don't take that as evidence of anything other than it's still leading you guys back together. It's still a part of the unfolding. Because if you're showing up as the version of yourself that you want to be, the you in the relationship, your only concern is that identity. And understand that everything you're experiencing is leading you two together. It's leading you to your manifestation. Again, detachment will be your best friend. Ignore the reality of what they are saying. You are so right, Kim. It's so true. But yes, I am, aren't I? Yeah, I am so right. But I am right. I am. It's so important. Think about it this way. If you're someone manifesting another person and you have to see that person every day, and if, let's just say in this moment, they seem to not be showing up the version you prefer, try to remember that every time you allow who they are in this moment, how you're perceiving them in this moment, if you're allowing that to validate to you that you're not the self you want to be, that you're not in the reality you want to be in, think of it as that is you being pulled and pulled and pulled further in to the illusion or further in to the matrix. And the more you get sucked into what 3D is apparently showing you, the deeper the sleep you're falling into. You're forgetting all of this is illusion. All of this is, in a sense, bullshit. It's not that you have to pretend you're not experiencing what you're experiencing. And you also don't have to pretend that you feel great about what you're experiencing. But you do just have to be consciously aware that even the shitty things you're experiencing, not only the fact that it's going to change, that's going to go away, it's going to get better, but even those shit experiences are there guiding you into being the self you want to be so that you show up as who you want to be so that you can experience your desired reality. It helped me, especially in my down moments, it helped me to remind myself that this out here is like the movie The Matrix. And I'm not going to be fooled by The Matrix. I'm not going to be fooled. That doesn't mean that I pretended things weren't happening. I didn't pretend things didn't hurt my feelings or make me angry. I know this sounds weird. Like in the back of my mind, it was always there. But I know it's not real. I know it's not real. I know it's got to change. I know who I'm showing up as. I know who I'm choosing to be. I know I make my decision, right? And I'm, state of consciousness, what version of self. I know I do that. So I know that my heart's desire, my true conscious decision is to be that version of myself. I know I can say that. So therefore, must be everything I'm experiencing is a part of like the unfolding or the dots on my manifestation timeline to me getting what I want. It must be. And when the manifestation is fully in my face physically, I will be able to look back and draw the line to connect the dots. See what I'm saying? So it's choosing to stay aware of what the world around you really is. And I don't know if I'm describing it good enough. Meaning, it's not that you have to always, I'm in the matrix. This is an illusion. No. You don't have to be like that. But when you feel yourself getting pulled into a circumstance and you're letting it bother you, you're letting it emotionally bother you, and at the same time, you're allowing it to tell you you're not going to get what you want. You're not your new self. There's no evidence that you're going to get what you want. It's when you're letting those thoughts be true for you. Having that little awareness light bulb in the back. Like, that's the signal. When you start feeling that way, the signal goes off. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Don't get sucked into the illusion. Reality must be my consciousness, right? It must objectify my conscious awareness. It must. So being upset about the circumstances, I'm just not logically understanding why they're here. But I don't have to logically understand why circumstances are here. I only have to make the decision of who I want to be. I only need to embody the wish fulfilled. That's all I have to do. I don't have to love everything I'm living. So if I'm experiencing, like VK is experiencing, if you're experiencing a solo vacation, you don't have to love it. You don't have to pretend to be okay with it. You don't have to pretend that it doesn't sometimes bother you either. You just need to, at the end of the day, remember or be aware of who you want to who you want to be. And it will not objectify. God, I'm having a hard time with words tonight. It will project to the outer reality. You will have your experience. It just has to. Has to. There's no exceptions to it. All right. I'm going to go because I got to get up early in the morning. Okay. This has been fun. This felt like the old, what do you want Wednesdays? I told you guys, I've been missing the night live streams. It always feels like you guys are just hanging out with me at my house. I like it. The cozy lighting. I want to incorporate more of this. Probably I'm going to. Probably. All right, so I'm going to shut up. Thank you all for being here with me tonight. I appreciate you being here. Don't be me and get caught up all in the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni videos. Don't obsess over it like maybe I have. Don't be me. Okay? Don't be me. Oh, God. I can't lie. I'm totally obsessed about it. And any new video by reputable channels, I get so sucked into and I watch. Am I the only one? Do any of you all, is anybody paying attention to that? Am I the only person? What? Oh, okay. Well, welcome back, Dion. You came right in the nick of time because I was about to get the hell on out of here and go to bed. Question, Kim. My mom here, and have a list method for multiple things at once for her and family. Can you suggest how she do that and what she do throughout the day with her thoughts? All right. So she's made her detailed list of what she would like to experience in her reality for herself, for her family. So throughout her day, truthfully, there's really nothing special that she actually has to do throughout her day unless the thoughts come in that are the opposite of what she wants. Tell her she's learning the new habit of not believing those thoughts anymore and not choosing to sit and marinate in those thoughts. Not to be hard on herself if they come in, because thoughts are going to come in and it's perfectly fine, right? We don't control the thoughts that pop into our mind. And having a negative thought pop in doesn't mean that, oh my God, she's ruined everything, right? That's not what it means. Tell her that the list she made is her new identity. So she's becoming that version of herself. And my suggestion is that she start her day telling herself that she is now that person, right? Everything on her list is now all here and manifested. That's who she is. And even if the 3D looks like nothing's happening, tell her don't be fooled. Things are happening. It might not make logical sense to her what she's experiencing in 3D, but if she shows up every day identifying, using her imagination, right? That's what I mean when I say identify, choose, make that decision. It's you in imagination, consciously thinking the thought of being that new self. Some people like to sit and visualize, script, affirm. These are choices. They're technique choices. It's not something you have to force yourself to do, though. You can just think the conscious thought, yes, I am that new self. That's who I am. And you walk around carrying yourself, showing up to life as that new self. That's really all she has to do. So her list is her new identity. She is now that version of herself. I like to start my morning, like as soon as I wake up in the morning, before I'm even out of bed, I decide who I am. It's just my way of just like start my day right. That's just how it feels. Now it's just a habit. If the opposite comes in, we don't have to fight the thoughts. Let them float by. Just don't marinate. Okay? All right, my friends. I love you all. I'll see you all tomorrow. Hot seaters. I'll see you tomorrow in the morning. The hot seat group. And Aaron, if you're still here, you joined the Advanced Manifestors, so therefore you have access to the hot seat group, 9 a.m.-ish Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. Okay. I love you all. I'll see you all